job. And that crew, they love Brian. They respect him so much, and when he talks, they listen. And you can tell that they want to do a good job for the department, but they also want to really do a good job for Brian because he demands excellence, and the kids then demand excellence themselves, and they rise to the challenge that he sets before them.
Without Brian, my life would be extremely complicated and even more busy than what it is, because without Brian and you know the leadership that he takes on with the stage crew, I would have nothing of that done for us and for our students, so that our students can go in and put on a fine performance. You know, all my stress and focus would be around those non-musical things of, you know, getting the stage set up and the equipment where it needs to be, and making sure that microphones work. So without Brian, life would be very complicated.
If you're going to get pictures of Brian, you're almost always going to get them from the back, and there's two reasons for that. One, he's constantly moving, and the other is he just doesn't like the attention. He's about to give a speech in about 45 seconds. He cannot stand that. He wants the work to speak for itself, and it always does with Brian. The very fact that you can hear my voice right now is because Brian, and this is Brian, came to the program before it started, even though he's one of the guests of honor, and helped us get everything set. That's what Brian does. That's what Brian means to me and to so many people throughout the district.
Brian Ugorowski. Okay, greetings. Yeah, okay, well, I'm not going to say much because this is not where I'm supposed to be. This should be over there. It was noted in there that I design all the sets and that I build all the sets, but to be honest, I don't really build the sets. I design them and I make the students do all of the work from the bottom up. They wouldn't learn anything if I built it for them. So everything you see on that stage for lights and sound and the set itself, I may do the design work, but they have to do all of the grunt work. They have to do all of figuring out how it goes together. And all of the physical work. So really, what I do is because they want to work and they want to, yeah, it's about them. So, yeah, and thank you for those who nominated me. That was nice of you. To the parents who did, and to the students who did as well. All right, I'm good. Yeah. We want to honor Okemos Print Shop manager Debbie Doss, who is a nominee for this year's Special Recognition Award. She was unable to be with us tonight, but we offer her our congratulations. And the OEF would also like to take a chance to sincerely thank all of our partners in education, the many individuals and businesses that so generously support the foundation. OEF partners make it possible for the ongoing classroom grants, the Lee Gerard Professional Development Fellowships, Strategic Fund grants, Connie Osborne Dietz Science grants, and these Commitment to Excellence awards that supplement the excellent staff and programs at Okemos Public Schools. For a complete list of OEF partners in education, and we do owe them a debt, to be sure, please visit oefsite.org, oefsite.org. The Commitment to Excellence Award honors the exceptional service of educators within the Okemos Public Schools. The focus of each nomination is in one or more of the following areas: inspiring and motivating students, promoting the welfare of students, implementing innovative and creative ideas, and providing leadership within the school community. Tonight, we are recognizing excellence by honoring 5 individuals with a 2014 OEF Commitment to Excellence Award. These educators, presented to the OEF committee by parents, students, and colleagues, are all outstanding in their numerous accomplishments and contributions to the Okemos community. Each recipient of a Commitment to Excellence Award will receive an account for $1,000 from the OEF to be used to support their continued contributions to education in the Okemos schools. Melissa Alice has been with the district for 11 years and currently is a third grade teacher at Bennett Woods. Melissa teaches from her heart and cares deeply about every one of her students. She has a way of connecting with her students and engaging them every day in her classroom that instills a love of learning in her students. Melissa's engagement goes beyond the classroom as well. She attends her students' sporting events and theatrical performances, and during the summer, she offers her students a book club with discussion meetings at the mall's food court to encourage reading for pleasure. Melissa also engages parents in their children's educational experience in a variety of ways. A highlight for all is the Parent-Child Book Report, where both read a book together and then both give a classroom presentation. She also shares weekly emails with parents, which sometimes include short videos of classroom activities and tips from child development experts, as well as her own insights, such as bringing out the talents in our children is what can jumpstart a future hobby or career. Notice something your child is doing and point it out with praise. Follow that up with eye contact and a big smile. More than an educator, she's become a support to many parents as we work together to raise a community of inquisitive, tolerant, respectful, confident, lifelong learners. Congratulations, Melissa Alice.
And this point right here comes over here, it goes like that.
When the kids are learning to write, I like to tie in different aspects of it being kind of fun for them and looking forward to putting together something that they can take away and be proud of. And so we today are learning about making accordion books, and they're excited because it's going to be something that they can take home and just really be proud of.
Melissa is passionate about teaching and about kids. She builds solid relationships with students and parents and is able to stretch children in their learning because of these genuine relationships. Melissa is especially skilled in differentiating learning for students. She can prepare and deliver an independent project for an advanced student while working individually or in small groups with struggling learners, meanwhile supporting everyone that falls in between. Melissa really taps into individual students and their strengths and makes them believe in what they are capable of doing or becoming.
What I have the kids do is edit with each other, and they are to edit with several children, at least 2. And then I just kind of walk over and look at, how they're doing, and I don't focus on everything. I focus on 2 or 3 things that I want them to improve on, and then let the rest of it go until maybe our next project.
I've known Melissa Alice since she joined our staff here at Bennett Woods, and she has been a great addition to the Bennett Woods family for a number of years now. Melissa brings a creative problem solving to the team that I've seen her use both for the building's benefit and for her students' benefit. That if she sees something that needs to be done, she figures out a way to do it and gets it done for us or for her kids.
I try to teach the kids lots of things with technology. For the past 3 or 4 years, I've just been sending video clips. They might get 2 or 3 in a day. They might get 1, every 3 days. It gives them talking points with their kids. And I also teach the children how to use the camera. It's just something that we do really quick. We don't practice everything. I enjoy seeing videos and they enjoy taking them. They listen to what I say, and I help them visualize. I do a lot of modeling, and they just go into action and do what I expect. So it's wonderful. I love it.
Congratulations, Melissa.
Hi, thank you. Normally I am not a nervous person. I love to talk, as anybody who knows me will tell you, but I'm a little nervous. I'll bet every teacher has heard the question, why did you become a teacher? My response is not typical. I became a teacher so that I could be the kind of teacher that I never had. And more importantly, the teacher that I felt my parents would have benefited from. While working on my master's in literacy, the assignment was to create 2 lists. Beside the names of my good teachers and bad teachers, I had to detail why I thought these teachers were good or bad. To my surprise, during 12 years of schooling, only 3 teachers stood out in my mind as having a positive influence on my life. That would explain why school was not a positive experience for me and why learning was really difficult. Public school. Mrs. Rios, 5th grade. Smiled a lot, laughed, always gave her full attention to me when she spoke. Let me stay after school to create a bulletin board for her. Asked me about life outside of school, and even explained in a kind way why I had to go to the front of the class and put my nose in the circle that she purposely drew a little out of my reach. The worst part, while tippy-toeing and putting my nose in that chalk circle, I had to balance a book on each of my hands. I don't remember how long I stood there getting chalk all over my nose, my arms aching, but I do remember thinking, I know Mrs. Rios likes me, and I really need to stop talking. Private school, Sister Benedict, 11th grade literature, old, probably 80. Hard of hearing, endearing, to help her low group of students understand Charles Dickens' book, A Tale of Two Cities. She had memorized the entire book. Each day, we would follow along in the book while she became each of the characters. I can still see Sister Benedict as she moved from one end of the room to the other, sometimes standing on chairs. Imagine a nun with a habit standing on a chair. My favorite scene was when she became Madame Defarge, cackling as she pretended to knit the names of the aristocrats Defarge planned to kill. Mrs. Jewell, 12th grade, literature. She was in her mid-60s, blind in one eye. She was the first teacher that explained and modeled everything she thought her students needed to learn. I received my first A on anything I'd ever done. I know I learned just as much from the bad teachers, maybe more. I won't list their names and the grades they taught, though I remember them, but this is what I learned from them. Create a warm, non-threatening classroom environment and classroom community where everyone feels valued. Be consistent with expectations. Inconsistency creates confusion. Teachers' pets create a negative learning environment. Enjoy what you do every day and show it. Embrace all opportunities to learn. Entertain students. Walking on and around chairs and desks drives home the difference between area and perimeter. And when you say something like, I have to be really quick before Mrs. Pulaski walks in, that also kind of gets their attention. Engage students with humor and the unexpected props. Purposely interact with all students, especially those that are least demanding of your attention. They still need it and want it. Focus on strengths and gifts that each student has to share. Communicate these to everyone, the student, the parents, their classmates. Model what I expect my students to do. I do, we do, you do. Remember, what you do every day does leave an imprint on a child's life and can really make a difference. Believe that every child can learn, and my job is to figure out how. Become aware of the children's home environment so that I can provide understanding, support, guidance, and tools to build a working relationship with my students' parents. I strongly believe that parents want and need solid information to build a strong learning foundation for their children. As a teacher, I am in the perfect position to share knowledge that I've gained from reading, attending professional development workshops, raising two smart, confident, and independent young women. Parents want to know how to help their sons and daughters to be successful. They may be busy and have work and a family life, but they're willing learners. They just need us to come to them and share what we know. I've learned so much from my teammates, colleagues, administrators, parents, my husband, my daughters, and teachers that I have worked with, and I feel blessed to be a lifelong learner with all of you. There's one more part. I wrote it on the back of something. Oh, here, sorry. Much gratitude to my parents who are here tonight from Texas, who taught me about work ethic, respect, and optimism. To my daughters who have learned to understand that teaching is not my job, but my passion. To my students' parents who build strong working relationships with me so that together we can help their child to learn and build on their strengths. To my husband who has always believed in me. When someone believes in you, you can't let them down. Thank you.
We want to acknowledge Banquet Chair Sue Hallman and Awards Chair Kim Burzik for all of their hard work for making this evening such a success. Chad DeCatch has been teaching and directing in Okemos schools for 14 years, first at Chippewa and now at the high school. He always has a smile on his face, strong, positive words of encouragement, patience beyond comprehension, and creative ideas for teaching and directing. And he exhibits all of those traits while expecting the very best out of those he teaches, directs, and mentors. The time and energy Chad gives is immeasurable. When he took over the high school theater department 5 years ago, he not only continued the tradition of excellent theater, but added to it by including elementary and middle school students. Watching a rehearsal, you begin to understand the work this takes. With over 100 kids on stage, Chad dances with the elementary school children, engaging their enthusiasm, while also working in earnest with the older students. It's an amazing feat to witness, and he does it night after night with the same positive attitude he had teaching all day in his classroom. The quality of the Okemos High School productions is top-notch, but the real magic is the sense of community between the students from all grade levels, social strata, and levels of experience working together, encouraging and supporting each other. That does not happen without a leader who creates that environment and supports it in every respect. As a leader, Chad demonstrates inclusion, development, and encouragement. In both the classroom and the theater, he provides a comfortable environment for growth and exploration. The Okemos school community is very fortunate to have our children surrounded by strong, caring, and concerned adults, people who are excellent role models. Chad DeCatch most certainly is at the top of that list. Congratulations, Chad.
Top of the show, get to your places. You know, Mr. DeCatch is just, he's the ideal director in my mind. He's so good with connecting us as kids and as adults at the same time. I think he's very good at picking shows that are controversial yet okay for high school students to put on. And you know, I've been working with him since I think about 6th grade. And I think he's a great guy. I really like to work with him.
Yeah, Mr. DeCatch is a really great person. He's not only like my teacher, he was my teacher, he's like my mentor, he's my acting coach, but like, yeah, he's also like a friend. Yeah, he really helps you develop, and he pays attention is what I like, because things that you don't think that you're, doing right or doing wrong, he'll tell you you did that great or you did that, not good, and and you don't like feel bad, you don't feel criticized when he does it because he's just, that he's a nice guy and that he means well.
Mr. DeKetch is inspiring. He motivates me as well as all his other students every day. He's probably one of the only teachers I feel comfortable going up to and talking about personal matters as well as acting stuff and just so self-conscious.
Mr. DeKetch makes great bonds with all the kids and makes sure he is a friend to everyone. If you ever have a problem, you can go to Mr. DeKetch and tell him what it is, and he'll help you out with it, with the show or just in your regular life. So that's really cool.
Mr. DeKetch is always a pleasure to be around. He's always cracking jokes and making everybody happy, and it's always nice to spend time with him. And as a director, you always learn something from him. Even when he's not trying to teach, he just shows you how to do things better, and he just makes you a better actress, singer, performer, student, person, and it's just always great to be around him.
Congratulations, Chad.
I'm a weeper. It's just seeing me at the wedding, I was ugly. It was bad. I was teaching at my alma mater in Flint when I found out about an opening at Chippewa Middle School, and I knew instantly that I wanted to work there because during the second interview, all we did was laugh. And I knew right away that that's where I wanted to be. Those were the times of teaming, and I became the newest member of Team Smiley. And with our team name, we actually wanted to go the Prince route, and we had just the symbol, the smiley face symbol, but that didn't work out because it confused a lot of people. And one of my favorite stories surrounding our team name was there was a new parent to the district, and he was investigating the different teams on the Chippewa website, and the other 8th grade team was called Team Achieve. And he called Dr. Tweedy and he told him, I want my student to achieve. I don't want him to smile. So we gladly avoided that parent-teacher conference. And, but what he said stuck in my head. He wanted his student to achieve and not smile. I wanted both. I have always set high expectations for my students in the classroom and on the stage. I demand excellence. I give a lot of homework. I have difficult tests. My rehearsals are intense. The content that I choose for my shows is challenging. The technical expectations that I put on my crew are a lot. And I don't apologize for any of that because at the root of my high expectations is joy. 99% of the time, I teach and direct and live with a huge smile on my face. I'm pretty high energy, and I like to laugh a lot. If I'm going to be getting up and starting my workday at 7:45 a.m. every day, I'm going to have fun. So I've been very thankful that I've been rooted in that joy. About 4 years ago, I decided to aggressively pursue my students with their joy. And I wanted to empower them with the tools and the ability to create an atmosphere that they wanted to live in. I would challenge them daily with finding the joy in everything that they were doing and find ways to spread it. And I had my first generation of Joy Warriors developed. Since then, I decided to go after as many people at the high school as I could, trying to find new warriors, from under to upperclassmen to faculty and staff. And at the beginning of this year, I actually went after the entire district. And my methods of how I approached each may have been different, but my message has always been the same. Find what brings you joy and keep it in front of you always. So what brings me joy? What do I keep in front of me? What do I use to change my perspective when I am finding myself in just a really tough spot? Well, my Chippewa family, from Team Smiley to Team Toti Fima To the 8th grade lunch crew, you taught me the best coping strategy to this occupation, and it's laughter. And I truly miss my middle school days. To the Okemos High School staff and faculty and the social studies department, you gave me a home when I moved up 5 years ago. To Mama Borton, who taught me to be more than just a teacher. To the theater booster parents, the reason I'm here tonight is because of your belief in me. To Brian Ugarowski, my technical director, my right-hand man, I said it in the video, I could not do any of this without you. To my cast and crews who rise to every single challenge that I put before them. To my friends who are my family, you have protected me fiercely in my darkest times, and you have celebrated the loudest in my triumphs. To my family, especially my mother, if you're ever wondering why I am the way I am, here's just a little peek into my childhood. My house was plastered with sticky notes of daily affirmations. Every 60 seconds I am angry, I lose 1 minute of happiness. I wish I was making that up. To my son, Phineas Henry, who has taught me that I have the power to love more than I ever thought was humanly possible. And to my wife, Amanda, for putting me on a pedestal, for loving me by respecting me, and for truly believing and regularly telling me that I am your hero. If you've ever come to